Now we are going to look at a number of additional ways to call out characteristics of holes that you put in parts. Here are some ASME symbols, and these are the symbols we're going to look at today: depth, counterbore, and countersink. We don't need to know what height to make these because AutoCAD is going to put them in automatically. So first of all, thinking about hole depth. ASME says that a through hole is the default. In other words, if you do not give a depth of hole, it is understood that that hole goes all the way through the part. Now you will see some people write this abbreviation through. It's not necessary to do that. Let me see, what do I want to say about that? There might be some times when you think somebody might be confused about what you mean. In those cases, it's okay to write through. It's not wrong. It's just extra work and you don't need to do it because a through hole is the default. If you need to tell them the depth only goes part of the way, then you use this depth symbol. As an alternative, you can draw the hole in a section view and then put the dimension right on the section view. And by the way, when you give the depth of a hole, either with a depth symbol or with a dimension, it is understood that that depth refers to the full effective diameter of the hole, not counting any tapered end on it. So you have a full 16 millimeters of hole here. If you're going to use that depth symbol, there are two ways you can do it. You can write the diameter and the depth all on one line, or you can write the diameter on one line and the depth on the second line. And notice that in both cases it's diameter first, depth second, and that matches the manufacturing process, where if you were the machinist, you would first think, what size drill bit do I need to pick up? Okay, now I'll put that in my drill press. Now I'll start drilling a hole. Now, next, I need to think about, okay, and how far down do I go? Notice that there's no space between the depth symbol and the number. Now, how to put these things into a CAD drawing. Here's the part that we'll be drawing today, and it's got some counterbored holes here. So first of all, you can get your diameter dimension command and click on the circle, which I have done. And before you click to specify where that dimension is going to be located, notice that it gives you some options, and you want M for M text. You want to open the M text editor. So either click on that word or type M. And then if you wanted to, I didn't show you, but if you wanted to, you could type 4x space in here. Now, to get those symbols, once you type M for M text, and the M text editor comes up, well, let me see. Yeah, we'll look here. And the M text editor comes up, so the ribbon looks like this. Notice that here in the right half of the ribbon, there's a thing called symbol. And if you click that arrow, it drops down this list of symbols, and the one you want is at the bottom, Other. That opens this thing known as the character map. And normally we are working in the Arial font, but you want to click this down arrow so you can see the list of fonts to choose from. And the font that you want is called AI GDT. GDT is short for Geometric Dimensioning and Tolerancing. And that is the style of tolerancing that our ASME dimensioning standard spends most of its time on. AI, I forget what AI stands for. There is a GDT font in here, and you could use that one, but the AI works a little better. All right, so drop down that font list, choose AI GDT. And this map will come up. And these are all geometric dimensioning and tolerancing standards out of the ASME standard. Some of them will look familiar, like the diameter symbol and so forth. Some of them, not so much. So they're kind of squished together in these boxes, and you find one that you think is the symbol you want and click on it, and it will enlarge a view of the symbol that you clicked. So here I clicked the depth symbol, and this picture came up showing me that yes, that was the depth symbol. So now there's a multi-step process. Sorry about this. You've clicked your symbol, but now you need to tell it you want to get that pasted into your computer's clipboard so you can take it back to your dimension. So once you've clicked your depth symbol or whatever symbol you're using, then you click select, and so now it's into this row of stuff. Now you click copy, and that copies all of the symbols you have in here into your clipboard. Once you have selected and copied the symbol that you want, you can click the close box, and that will take you back to your drawing. What you can see here is that there's my depth symbol, and then I typed the numbers for the depth. So this is the counterbore call out for my drawing. Look what happened to my text. This is the aggravating feature of using this GDT font where you have to get the symbols. It changes the text height. Don't ask me why it does that, it just does. So our text is supposed to be 0.125 high. It has changed the height to 0.093. So it's supposed to be 1/8 of an inch high. It's changed it to 3/32. Oh, thanks a lot. Not only that, but notice it's no longer in the Arial font. So you could, let me back up. You could get your depth symbol, select, copy, go back to the text and paste it in, and then set the text height before you type your numbers. Unfortunately, that does not fix the text style. You could try clicking the Arial style, which is the style we want, but it will give you a warning, and it will change all these symbols to Arial instead of the symbols you just so carefully pasted in here. It's really frustrating. So my advice to you is, first, figure out all the letters and numbers that you need that are going to be in Arial. Like I would type my diameter thing, that's fine. I would type my diameter 560. I would type my 0.190, and then I would come back and insert these symbols when it can no longer mess up my height and my style. If any of you know of a way to avoid that, a way to make this act right, please, I beg of you, let the rest of us know. Send me a note, or better yet, post an announcement in our forum so that we all know how to solve this. I personally don't. Anyhow, here is my dimension call out for my counterboard hole. I edited my text and I put the diameter for the small hole first. That's the one they're going to drill all the way through. Then I put my counterbore symbol and diameter. Then I put my depth symbol and depth. Next, we will go on and look at what is that counterbore talking about.